So today we got a great box in. It's from Comant by Comant.
Okay, let's do this.
Oh God, here we go. Okay. Ben likes to use really big knives to open things when they arrive. And so let me restart here. So today we got this big box from Comant, who makes Comant Antennas. And you may think that it's a little strange probably while you're in the middle of the rebuilding process to be putting on antennas. Seems like antennas should be probably the last step of the process. Au contraire. It's really important to be planning out during your entire build where the antennas are going to go, and then putting doublers on for support, for ground planes, etc., making sure it all fits. And then, of course, you got to run the cabling for it. And so because of that, we chose to get all of our antennas at this stage. We've got most of our skin done now. We're just finishing up the very front of the airplane on the fuselage. And so it's actually really important that we're going to design our antenna system. And so we made our choices, ordered this, and now they all just arrived here. And now it's time for unboxing with Ben. I was going to use this little knife, but Ben thought it was really important to use a large knife. So go for it, Ben. Open it up. Wow, you definitely needed a huge, huge knife to do that. Let's see if you can do this without...
Use a dumb little...
So you can do this without damaging antennas. You know antennas are really expensive. I'm going to stay away because I see a big...
staple on here.
Oh, look at that. You're ruining your knife with a staple.
I'm ruining it.
You're about to hit another staple, I think. This one right here.
I'll get there. Jesus. You want this?
Well, you never know what's on these labels. So I'm going to gently go around this the right way. Just make sure there isn't like a packing list or something. Did you? Okay. Oh my God. You like big knives, huh? Do you know how much longer it's taking you because of this? Okay, can we both pull now? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Close the knife. Thank you. There we go. All right. So let's see what arrived in our box. Packing. Put that aside. Ooh, packing list. Put that aside. Okay. All right. Let's start with the biggest box.
Oh, you know what this needs?
What? A knife?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're opening the top? Yeah, it looks like you're opening the top. Okay.
I would never open it from the bottom.
Okay. Yikes.
What?
Who gave you that knife?
You.
Me? I don't want to be anywhere near you in that knife.
Here, I can't reach it from there.
Oh, we're going to use this little blade that's kind of made for it.
That's sharper.
I know. Go figure. Careful how deep that knife goes. Okay. And lots more packing peanuts, apparently. The biggest thing that you can get here is packing peanuts. Whoa. Ooh, our blades. Okay. Let's take these blades out. Put this, more peanuts in our peanut drawer. Okay, so first thing that came out of the box here are our nav blades. So we plan on having our T-51 Mustang be fully IFR capable, and that includes, since we have the Avidyne IFD550 in it, you have both GPS and also VOR, radio navigation, ILSs, etc. To do that, you need to have nav antennas. Now, one of the questions that a lot of people ask is, you know, why in this kind of day and age of a lot of GPS approaches do you still need to have, or some people still want to have radio navigation? Do VORs, ILSs, like we said, localizer approaches? And the answer is that, first of all, even though there may be GPS approaches, they're often to different minimums, and they're also not as reliable in some cases. There's been a lot of recent areas where there's been a planned GPS outage, there's been interference, there's been all sorts of things that can cause a problem for you. And so it really does help to still be able to operate in a system that was designed with radio navigation. And you're doing radio navigation with your training right now, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Doing VOR tracking?
A little bit.
To, from? stuff like that. So when you do that, there's a bunch of different ways. You can have the cat whiskers, and we looked at that. Those are those long, thin wire antennas that come off of a tail or something like that. And we just did not like the look of that. What we really like is the same thing that we use on the Bonanza, and that is blade antennas. There's a lot of different styles of antennas that are out there that can do nav reception, and the older styles that you see are, we talked about, cat whiskers. The other thing is towel bar antennas. Have you ever seen these? You can look for them next time you're at the airport. You've never seen towel bars. They like come out, it's like a bar, comes out and around and back.
Oh, you know what? I think I have.
It looks like a place to hold a towel, right? You go hang your towel on a tail. And if you're camping, maybe at like AirVenture or something like that, you could go, you can hang your towel, yeah, right. Although they're pretty expensive, so I don't know if you really want to hang your towel on it. By far, the best thing that you could do if you really want to have the best in both reception and drag and appearance and everything else is to use these, as I'm pulling it out of here, which are nav blades. And I will say that it even sounds cool, right? Like, what do you want for antennas for your plane? Would you like cat whiskers? Or would you like to have a towel bar? Or would you like a pair of blades? So these are from, again, Comant. These are their blade antennas. One goes on either side. They get positioned this way. And these are really, really great. These are CI-120s. And they even have this, I'll show you up close. So this is the actual antenna here, you can see. And on the leading edge of it, it has this anti-abrasion tape. It's a special coating, actually, that's been applied to this. So that it goes on that leading edge. This is the blade. You have very little drag, great reception, and what's nice about it, it's not going to disturb the lines of our Mustang, because we do like the idea of having this be, you know, like a replica. And so you've seen this, you can see this on some Bonanzas with V-tails that also want it down low. So our horizontal stabilizer is going to go here. We can actually mount these down here below, or possibly even a little bit forward. There's a bunch of different options that we have, but this is going to be the most likely option. And that'll make it possible for us to have that reception. And when you come and if you ever see the plane when it's on display or anything like that, you won't even see these. And yet when they're going to be really strong. They'll be mounted down there. This leading edge protectional, if we go through any grass with our tail wheel or anything like that that might be a little tall, that'll be protecting. And so I'm very, very excited to have these CI-120 blade antennas for VOR, localizer, glide slope, etc. And they also come with these silicone seals that make sure that you don't get any corrosion and everything gets set up. So that goes there. Let's see. By the way, one other thing is these all came with a kit, which I'll show you right here. Let's see without the light on it. We've got this kit. This comes with the two antenna wires, and then this thing, let's shake it down there, called a mixer, which is actually going to combine, it's a combiner, it's actually going to combine the cables together so that you can have both and head it out, and it even supports more than one nav radio, so that's pretty cool. Okay, what's next? No, one at a time, man. Where's your knife?
Of course.
There you go. Open it up. You are going to slice right through your hand, aren't you?
Very careful.
You are.
Very careful.
There's nothing careful about this.
Very careful.
All right. So, back in the spirit of having small, unintrusive, but high performance antennas, what's another thing that we need to have on our plane? How does ATC see us?
On a radar.
Oh, wise ass. Great. How does ATC see us? What antenna?
Huh?
Air traffic control. How do they see our transponder?
ADSB.
And transponder?
Yeah.
Through what kind of antenna? Transponder antenna!
Oh.
Okay, so you may have seen as far as the transponder antenna goes, the most common one is a little metal thing about this long with a little ball on the end, high drag. We have this more advanced one. It's a CI305 from Comant. I'm going to show you this one up close also. You can see that it's so cool. I want to be careful about how I hold that. It's so cool because it's very, very small and unobtrusive. Does both ADSB and our transponder. We're going to be able to mount that right under the nose so that you'll see it. It'll be back closer to the gear, but kind of in the front. Obviously, bottom of the aircraft, and it's just a clean, simple look. Really, really excited when I found this, and so tiny. That also comes with a gasket. Put that down there. What's next? Okay, next is, again, this is something you wouldn't learn until you got involved in more instrument training, but when you fly instruments and you're flying, especially radio approaches, ILS, VOR, like we talked about, if you've ever noticed on an audio panel, mostly on an audio panel, there are 3 lights, right? O, M, and I. They are 3 colors, a white, blue, and an amber, right? Outer marker, middle marker, inner marker. They are marker beacons. They actually go off and tell you where you are as you go through this approach. So next time that you're looking at the at your audio panel, take a look for those 3 lights for your outer, your middle, and your inner. And this CI102 is a marker beacon receiver. Looks like a little boat antenna, and they actually do call it that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This just mounts from the bottom. Again, it's pretty easy to kind of hide in there. We won't take up much space, and will give us all that advanced ability in instruments. We're going to have a very seriously instrument capable aircraft. So let's make sure what's what here. This one. Okay, let's do the other one first. Let's go with that guy. Okay, hey, we can actually get rid of this big box now. Okay, uh-oh, you're gonna lose a finger again, I can tell.
I'm gonna wait for me this time.
This time?
This time.
I don't think you're opening it right. I think it pulls up out of here. There you go.
There we go.
Okay. Now we couldn't get away with no antennas on the top. So we still need a radio antenna, but along with the radio antenna, we need GPS antenna. Mm-hmm. And instead of having to have 2 separate antennas, radio and GPS, which mean separate doublers, separate skin space, things like that, all on top, we got this antenna from Comant that is both. It is a combined GPS and, there we go, finally, whoops. It is a combined, lost the little gasket, put that on there, GPS and VHF antenna. The first time I saw one of these, I thought this was awesome, because I've done GPS antenna replacements on aircraft, and I've mounted them, etc. And every time, putting an antenna on aircraft is not just slapping it on, like we said before. Mm-hmm. You've got to engineer it. You've got to figure out where it's going to go. Do you have the contour right so that it has a flat surface to mount on? You have to put a doubler underneath, because the skin usually isn't strong enough to support, all the motions that are going to happen, all the stresses of an antenna. You need the ground plane taken advantage of. It's a lot of work. And so when you can combine antennas and just do one, it is great. And I really love this guy, and it's actually fairly small in size. Take a look at that.
Wow.
So that is, again, both the GPS and the VHF antenna that's going on the aircraft. You can see from the bottom it's got two connectors, one for each, and it just rides like that. And it's going to be really cool. So this is going to go just, it's going to go on the turtle deck just behind where the sliding canopy will come back. And so that'll be our last thing there. And then while we were doing all this, there, you can take that guy, put him back in here. And you want to use your knife one more time?
I would love to.
All right. I don't think we need to use it anymore. Pulls out from there. So while we were doing this, decided to do one last thing, and that is on our Bonanza, which is our main aircraft for getting around right now and doing all our adventures. The antenna that is on the top for that has been on there for decades and is seriously eroded. And when you get that kind of damage to an antenna over time, it starts to really affect the performance. And you can't just, you know, put paint and filler on it. It really needs to be kept at its prime if you want to have good radio communications during all of this. And so while we were doing all that, we are going to also replace this on the Bonanza, which basically, it's remarkable, right? This looks very, very similar to the other antenna that we already were looking at, except this one is just a comm antenna, not a comm GPS. It's got everything all just with that one, and we'll go replace this on Bonanza, be good to go. So that's it. Big package today from Cobham. They're Comant antennas. All good stuff. And now, next, we got to get to work, right?
Of course.
More work. So we will start mapping out where these are going to go and how we're going to mount those. You'll see that in future videos. Until next time, I'm Jeff Simon for Social Flight. This is Ben Simon. Be sure to check out SocialFlight.com and the free Social Flight mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. Tens of thousands of things to do and happenings going on. Lots and lots of online education and webinars. Be sure to check it all out. We also have contests, and every Tuesday night, Social Flight Live. You can register right there at SocialFlightLive.com. Until next time, I wish you all blue skies.